If you woke up a billionaire tomorrow, what's the most pointless thing you'd buy? A lottery ticket. A second Game Boy Advance so I could trade Pokémon with myself. A 1950s-style movie theater with balconies and ushers in pillbox hats and shiny brass buttons. It'd be enormous. To fit as many as possible in comfort. With a massive screen and top-of-the-line modern sound system. Tickets at the box office only. Cheap prices for all but luxury balconies. High-paid staff. Classic concessions. At low prices. Movies shown would be chosen by me. Daily. All my favorites. I'd record an introduction for each movie like Walt Disney. While sitting in a leather back chair in front of a fireplace, wearing a velvet smoking jacket and reading a book. With a corny, "Oh, hello there. I didn't hear you come in. Tonight's picture is special to me because," etc. We'd do theme days. Like Star Wars. In order of episode. On May 4th every year. Or Friday the 13th marathons on Friday the 13th. Movie genres would be a big range. PG-13 and R after 8. But as they would be my picks. There wouldn't be much drama. Romance. Or Oscar bait. Horror. Sci-fi. Action. Adventure. And comedy though? Oh yeah. It would operate at a perpetual loss. But I'm a fucking billionaire. What do I care? One of those Roomba lawn mowers. If it's anything like the vacuum, then I am still putting in time watching it, making sure it doesn't get stuck somewhere or need cleaning. A genuine medieval suit of armor for my guy to put on display. I thought about buying the most ridiculous PC setup ever. But then realized I wasn't thinking big enough. As a billionaire, I could instead buy a company to engineer PCs that would be obsolete in less than a year on my behalf. I'd commission someone to build me a superhero outfit just so that when I have kids and a family, I can have them stumble onto it and pretend that I was a vigilante in my early years. A ball. Reddit. Every game and DLC on Steam. Not a lot of Steam games. But every Steam game. Every single DLC for Train Simulator. Can't think of a worse way to blow a cool billion. A giant boulder. Hear me out. Ever hear of levitated mass in Los Angeles? They brought in a 340-ton boulder as a permanent public art installation at LACMA. The project was estimated at $10 million. I'd like a similar boulder. Brought in from a similar distance for my backyard. I want people to wonder. Why? And how? Whenever they visit my home and see a large boulder sitting in my yard. Serving no purpose but to make people wonder. They'd have to dismantle pieces of my home. Or demolish my neighbor's home to get such a boulder into my backyard. Perhaps I'd use it as a cornerstone of my house. Which would otherwise be made of modern materials. Visible from the inside as well as out. It's the most baller thing I could possibly do. Edit. Spelling. Formatting. A politician. I'd buy a snake. Habitat and everything. And not a cheap one either. An expensive ass snake. Like a $2,000 snake. Then I'd pay someone to take care of it. But the point is I bought a snake. A sack of hammers. Then when anyone says something that pisses me off, I'll point at it and say, "You're not dumber than that, are you?" So much Lego. I'd buy the roundest ball in the world. Raw material cost $1 million and it's literally the most pointless thing in the world. New pair of socks every day. One of the best feelings in the world. My favorite grill joint in the town I'm from. I'm concerned the old lady may not be able to keep it afloat if the corona crisis ruins the summer. I'd only ask to buy it so she could run it worry-free for as long as she wants. All the Lego sets. And a house to display them in. As a fat ass, it'd be a gym. WinRAR? One of those oxygen machines that you sit in and it gives you more oxygen. It's supposed to increase health. An island and turn it into a republic. One of those fancy Iberian hams, and if it's as good as I think it will be, I will also build my own Iberian hammery. Private island. The Power 9 in the beta printing from Magic the Gathering. I would also get myself a full play set of the original dual lands, but I would probably get them in unlimited or revised. 10 metric tons of Lucky Charms marshmallows delivered to a friend. I would buy all tickets to a insert popular music artist concert. At the day of the concert I would appear too late to the concert and leave the place after 5 minutes. When the artist stops playing after seeing me leaving, I would heavily complain. That's it. A Volkswagen Tiguan. Panted to look like a dinosaur, and where the letters the normally spell out the name of the care model, it would Tiguanodon. Oh, and the horn is a Godzilla roar instead of normal. The staged kind of erotic affection that only escort girls can give me. A condom. My face is enough protection. I'd pay someone to be my hype man. No matter where I went. There'd be someone hyping me and keeping the mood right. Like, I'm buying groceries and my hype guy is there going, "You getcha sad asses out my man's way. We got parties to get to and fine women to kiss." YouTube Premium. I'd buy a large coffee even though I would drink only a third of it. A fleet of cars. I want every edition of some car. If I woke up a billionaire, he'd probably be pissed off. For everyone who is pointing out that women can be billionaires too. Please stop playing the sexist card. I'm female. So if I woke up next to anyone it would be a guy. Since I'm straight. I buy a hazmat suit and bribe a buddy to run into Walmart naked, dripping pink jello, as I chase him in the suit. A place to keep all the pointless shit I've already acquired. A new plug for my bathtub. I've been in need of one for a hot minute. When the Powerball jackpot was at $1 billion a while back, my friends and I were talking about this. My friend has a super beat up BMW. Pretty stock. He likes the classic look. I'd take all my friends on vacation. And while we were all partying in Goa or some shit I'd have his car stolen and restored, but in a way that he'd hate. Fix all the rust. But make it like candy flake paint. Airbags. Stupid wheels. Like. Spend several weeks and hundreds of thousands of dollars on a dumb prank that ends with someone else having a car they don't especially like. Blind strippers. A huge garage and scores of classic cars. Especially muscle cars from the 1960s and very early 70s. A billboard advertising nothing. Headaches? Trouble sleeping? That's rough, buddy. I would buy Illumination Entertainment. And I would make a good movies instead of that minion shit. Solid gold house and a rocket car. A sphere of pure gold. I would build a house. Then have a basement that is a massive Dungeons and Dragons themed room with a sick-ass table and all the miniatures I'd ever need displayed in glass cases around the room. Oh my god. A pet rock. Animal Crossing New Horizons and a Switch. Student me can't justify spending hundreds for one game. Inflatable sumo suit. It's been a dream of mine to dance to Shakira's Hips Don't Lie Sumo Edition. On Just Dance wearing a sumo suit. Brand new ass. Old one's got a big crack. I'd buy a humidifier and a dehumidifier and put them in the same room. Ventilator. I would buy a sphere as it has no point. The president. Simple. Buy a 999 $800 worth of sand. And get a $100 leaf blower. Then wreak havoc. Then maybe get 100 pointless pencils. Nothing. Whether I awaken some random billionaire or not. I'm still broke. A llama. 2 chicks at the same time. A card to apologize to the poor billionaire I woke up. The company I work for. So that my boss will now report to me. A golden dick. Toronto Maple Leafs. An aquarium built into the wall of a swimming pool. Trump Tower. Then I'd rename it Barack Obama Tower. About 100,000 penny stocks. A first edition copy of Little Women. I collect interesting copies of the book and I think that would be the ultimate. A shipment of 75 full-size shipping containers and a small army of excavation equipment and operators. Some electricians and engineers and a square mile of private land. Guess what I'm building? I feel like nothing I'd buy would be pointless. My life goal is to be a person who is not in employment, education, or training. I would buy a crap ton of land, several modular homes, and have a solar farm for my family to live on and golf carts to get from one end of the compound to the other. My family is very close-knit, but sprawled over 3 states. And we love spending time together, but also need to be able to go to our own homes and be away sometimes. Plus the house situation in America is kinda shit. So everyone would be able to have a secure home for the rest of their lives and never have to worry about that again. Bunch of shit off bone clones. A Volkswagen Beetle. Not the newer models. I want a classic dome-looking one. Modded to look like the Batmobile. A senator. Giant fucking ball pit. Every color lava lamp I could find.